Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah, and we'll be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And just fair warning, we will be watching this as a dub and not a sub. Don't come at us. Other disclaimer is that there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and watch the episode yourself and then come back and listen along. We will also be going over explicit content and we'll probably say some pretty explicit things, so listener, beware, and it's to your own discretion.
We hope you enjoy. Pour yourself a drink and join us.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who love to drink and talk about anime. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Stephanie.
And Stephanie, what are we drinking tonight?
Tonight we have lime starfruit seltzer mixed with sake and a shit ton of lemons that I squeezed because my friend brought them over.
So many lemons.
All the lemons in here.
Yeah, it's great. It's really nice and citrusy. I like it.
It's quite lovely.
Using my own words against me.
It's quite lovely. Yeah. So on that lovely, lovely note.
Lovely.
What's our episode for tonight?
We are on episode 15.
Oh boy.
I can't believe it. That means we have what?
Are we halfway?
Practically. That means we have, I think, 11 more episodes to go. So we're over halfway. Because we have 26 episodes. And not that I'm very good at math, but I think 11 is the countdown now.
I think you might be right.
Okay,
also
cool.
Not good at math. I'm just kidding.
That's fine. Anyways.
Episode 15.
Episode 15. And the title is The Refreshing Battle of Karuizawa. I think I butchered that super bad.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm just going to call myself out.
Just kidding.
Okay. And so it says, during summer break, Haruhi works at a pension in Karuizawa under the care of Misuzu Sonoda, a friend of Ryuji's, who is her dad. When the host club finds out, they helicopter there, much to Haruhi's dismay. Since they all want to stay at the pension, Misuzu conducts a refreshment contest to see who can have the only available room remaining. The contest involves getting chores done while having guests see handsome boys working on the property.
For free.
For free.
Not really working. Volunteering.
Slave labor.
Yeah. Child labor.
Yeah, absolutely. They're teens.
It's my favorite kind of labor.
Yeah, if I had any children, same.
Yeah.
Okay, so Honey is disqualified as being too babyish, which also eliminates Mori. The twins have the upper hand as Tamaki struggles to be refreshing. Kyoya sits out the competition but assists Tamaki, who charms Misuzu by playing the piano. In the end, Hikaru and Karu win by inadvertently demonstrating their brotherly love. They share the room and in the morning... they share the room and in the morning, but are grumpy and rude. That is a terribly structured sentence. Just then, a friend of Haruhi's from middle school appears as a delivery boy and reconnects with Haruhi.
Dun, dun, dun.
Plot twist. Yeah. So, first off, do we go into detail about the episode, or are we just gonna Okay. So, this is summer vacation for everyone. Mm-hmm. And in Japan, I think summer vacation is like 2 or 3 weeks. Nothing like in America where you get 3 months off.
I'm nodding my head yes, but I have no idea.
Wait,
I
really?
assume that you're correct
Oh,
in
yeah.
that statement, but I don't actually know.
Oh, yeah, it's really not that long in Japan,
Oh.
which is kind of fair because by 3 months in America, you forget everything that you've learned the past year.
That's why they're so much smarter than we are.
Yeah, because they're like, don't you dare forget any information.
That's fair.
Oh, summer vacation? You mean cram school time? So the twins get woken up by one of their phones ringing, and it's Tamaki calling them, and in a panic, and they eventually answer, and Tamaki is crying to them about how Haruhi, and as he put it, his daughter is gone.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, very weird. I would
weird
never
relationship.
call like the person I'm crushing on like,
Your son?
yeah, this just doesn't work for me, fam. Not my kink. So,
But when he says it like that to the twins, they probably think nothing of it because, twin cesting.
oh yeah, to them,
So they've already got a
that's
fucked up
Tuesday
relationship.
night.
They're like, checks out.
Yeah,
Understood.
Like, yeah, understand daddy-daughter relationship, but
And
not.
and they didn't just wake up. Like, they just woke up together, intertwined, in the same bed with only boxers on.
Yeah, as brothers do. Do brothers do that? I don't know.
If there's any brothers listening, DM us.
Yeah,
Let
give
us
us
know.
the 411, especially if
I'm an only
you're
child.
twins.
I don't know.
I'm the
You're
youngest.
basically an only child.
Practically.
You don't know.
I don't know.
We need someone to tell us.
And I've
Is
never
this
had
normal?
a twin. So, if there's a really interesting dynamic that we just don't understand here, let us know, all you twin boys out there.
Yeah.
So, they get a call. Tamaki is frantic and being dramatic as usual. Our boy is always dramatic. And they're like, why don't you just call her on her cell phone? And Tamaki's like, wait, she has a cell phone?
This commoner
This
peasant.
commoner? Yeah, and he says something about, oh yes, it makes sense because there's a commoners coalition or something that just provided the cell
Very
phone
bizarre.
for her. And I'm like, what kind of messed up
I don't know, but
rich
I would
people
love
brain is that?
a commoner's commission that provides my cell phone. That would be amazing.
I think that's government assistance.
Oh.
Obama phones were your thing.
Does Obama pay for phones? I thought he only paid for healthcare, but not really.
Oh, he paid for phones too.
It was like
for people.
healthcare, but like not real
But
healthcare.
it was not very well thought out healthcare. That's a different podcast.
Indeed it is. Very off topic. Okay.
So,
As he uses his landline to call the twins.
his fancy landline phone.
Yeah, with the little
They had
cable.
the dial.
Yeah.
Like the whole spinning
Very
dial
old school.
thing.
Like the thing that Cruella DeVille uses.
yeah.
With her really long ass cigarette as she like turns.
Yeah, the dial.
Yeah.
And then you have or if you grew up and you had the Fisher Price phone.
Oh yeah, the pretend one.
Yeah, and it had the smiley face on it, and you
So
do that.
my parents actually had one of those rotary phones
oh yeah,
growing up. Mm-hmm. We had it in our garage, and on the inside of the house we had one phone, like a regular phone.
yeah.
That was non-rotary phone.
Oh, fancy.
And then at one point, somehow we got locked out of the house, but we were still in the garage. Because I think that my dad wasn't home and my mom was doing something outside, and we just the door slipped and then we got locked in the garage. And my mom's
Yeah.
that's okay. We have a phone in the garage. Just call your grandpa. And this was back in the day, when people knew other people's numbers because
you had to.
you had to know
memorize
people's
it.
numbers.
or have a little pocketbook.
Right,
that had
like a phone book.
Gen Z will not understand any of this.
And so my mom's like, oh, can you call your grandpa and just ask him to drive over and bring us the spare key? And I was like, yeah, not a problem. And I run over and I see the phone and I was like, the fuck do I do with this shit? I was like poking the buttons like with the numbers, and I was like,
It
Mom,
doesn't work, Mom.
I don't know what I'm doing. And I was probably like 8, and my mom was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you don't know what this is."
What's your mom doing? What'd she have to do?
I don't. She was still like doing whatever she was doing outside. I can't remember what she was doing, like washing the car or something. And like I had to go get something, and then she was like, "Oh, we're locked out. Like, just call your grandpa." And my grandpa lived like 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
So she was like not panicking or anything.
Sure.
And it was like a nice day out. We were just like,
yeah, it wasn't like 104.
Yeah, we were. It was just one of those things like, oh hey, call, get our spare key. Mm-hmm. It's fine, whatever. Nobody's freaking out. Only me, like, I don't know what's wrong with this phone. I've never seen a phone like this, Mom. So, but she still likes to bring that up. Like, every now and again, she'll bring it up, and she'll be like, remember that one time you didn't know how... And I was like, of course I didn't know how to use this phone. First of all, you bring it up like it's my fault that no one taught me how to use this old-ass phone.
You should be embarrassed, Mom.
Like, I feel like that would be like if I handed Logan, like, a cassette.
Oh, yeah.
And then expected him to know what to do with it, and then I'm like mad at him, like, come on, Logan,
why are you so dumb, man? And it's like, no,
jeez, you're almost 6, what are you doing with your life, kid?
Shouldn't you know what this is,
right?
How this works?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
That's fair. Yeah, so
old ass appliances.
Yeah.
So that was a really long tangent. Sorry.
But I love it because rotary phones. And Tamaki's using one.
Tamaki's using one. Doesn't realize Haruhi might indeed have a cell phone.
Maybe even in this early age of 2006. Maybe
twins notify him.
Yeah.
And then sit up out of bed, and then surprise elephant shoots confetti out of its trunk.
Yeah, that was placed ever so precariously between one of the twins' legs.
That's normal.
Yeah, it's totally cool, you know.
Again, if you're a twin and you sleep mostly naked with your twin brother with an elephant that spontaneously shoots confetti out of its trunk, let us know.
Yeah, like...
We want to know who you are.
These are the things that keep us up at night.
For science.
For science.
We have many questions.
We do. We'd like to do an interview.
Listen to our second podcast, Baka Bitches After Dark.
Ooh, you know
where
what?
We're going to post all of our explicitly explicit content.
We say fuck a lot more.
Among other things.
Yeah, the content, very spicy.
Right.
Yeah. Another tangent.
So,
we'll talk off.
Yeah, so then they somehow are just like, oh no. What are we going to do this summer without Haruhi? Nothing's going to be as fun without her. But Hannah, tell me one time throughout our past 14 episodes where Haruhi has been the one to bring the fun. Tell me one time. Tell me a singular time where it has been her bringing the fun.
You know what? That one time she tossed a bunch of crustacean at that one guy's back. That was pretty fun. You know, they were on the rock face.
Oh, yeah. That was a good episode, wasn't it?
That was such a great episode.
That was a good episode.
We liked that episode.
I did like that. That was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was
There's so many puns that episode.
Endless entertainment.
I mean, sure, it was the most fun she's been. Yeah. But she wasn't like, haha, crabs, motherfucker, because that would have been super fun.
Yeah, she should have really, like
spiced it up a little bit.
Yeah, like a 90s comic book. Like, they have that just slogan, like, dad joke line before they do whatever to the villain. Yeah.
All right, so she's got a singular time when she's brought the fun.
But that's about episodes. That's about it.
But somehow they're just still like, it's not going to be fun without her.
I know, they're just crying about it. And I think really what it is, they have fun with her. Because
at her expense?
At her expense. Yeah, exactly. Like, their fun teases her, and that makes it extra fun for them.
She tolerates it because she owes them a great debt.
Yeah.
Poor Haruhi. Now I feel sad for her.
I don't. I really don't. It's fine.
She gets to hang out with all the daddy senpais.
Yeah, even the ones that call themselves daddy, so they're not really daddy. It's fine. It's fine.
And it's one thing to be like a literal daddy because you're an actual dad.
Yeah.
To children.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it's another thing to be like the sexy, like daddy type.
Yeah.
But it's very different when you want to be the daddy and then you're like, my daughter that I super want to bone. Just
you
no.
lose it. Especially if you are also
I draw the line there.
Teenagery. You know what I'm saying?
I can't. No, I'm not here for it.
It's too much. Like, there's a lot of wrong layers to
so
that.
many things that are wrong.
Yeah. So, maybe don't call your crush your daughter. Just, for one for all y'all out there.
Yeah. Life pro tip.
Yeah, like, don't. That's cringe. Or is that poggers? I don't know what the kids say these days.
I don't know. I've never heard of that. Last thing I knew of with pogs was like that game that people would play with
in
pogs.
The 90s?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it came from. I don't know. Pog?
Doing a grand slam.
Poggers?
With your pogs.
With your fantastic, like, thick piece of plastic fancy thing. And
you're really lucky and
honestly,
they would like...
I still don't know.
Iridescent?
Yeah.
That's the good days.
Very nostalgic.
I know. I feel super nostalgic today at the rotary phone.
Yeah. We're just bringing it back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Oops. And we've barely even, like, progressed in this episode.
Okay.
So we need to concentrate, girl. We'll need
focus.
to do it. So
the host club shows up.
Yes.
And Haruhi is basically blackmailed into admitting that she has a job which is against the rules, or tolerating them also spending their summer, quote, however they wish, which is, of course, pestering her.
Of course, because what else do they got to do?
By just having their presence around her 24/7.
Yeah, these rich people really need to come up with some better hobbies.
While Tamaki also had another, I don't want to say daydream. Fantasy.
It definitely was
about Haruhi. Give us the synopsis on that.
Oh gosh. So, I know we kind of skipped some stuff. They found out that Haruhi is working in a small little vacation touristy area.
Oh yeah, did we skip that?
A bit. I mean, it does kind of sum up in here. But, I mean, really, we need to kind of break it down a little bit more. So she's working at what they call a pension, which, from kind of my gathering, is kind of like a bed and breakfast or like just a really small-ish, quaint hotel, I guess you could say. And she is working there for free from a friend of her father's who is also likes to dress up as a woman and refers to herself as one and him too. Like, it kind of goes back and forth between the two pronouns, whatever you want to view with that. I don't know. So that is the owner of this pension, and Haruhi's dad prefers that Haruhi work there because since she's not in school, he wants to make sure someone is watching Haruhi because he is that overprotective father, just like Tamaki. So she is there. 2 daddies. Unfortunately, not the kind of daddies I want.
Same.
So Haruhi is forced to work there for free so that way this friend can keep an eye on Haruhi while Haruhi's dad is working.
A lot of good that did.
Yeah, because all these boys are just
infiltrating
her life. And she had happiness for all of 2 seconds. You know, she's like, wow, this is great. Who knew I'd be so happy working a job on my summer vacation. And she was like, I like this. This is cool. She's just holding dishes and looking wistful and happy and carefree for once.
And now I can finally have time to study. Didn't she say something like that?
She did.
As she was doing laundry?
What is that? What?
As Tamaki's, like, helicopter showed up and, like, blew all the sheets everywhere that she was trying to hang up.
Gone. Probably, like, $500 worth of sheets just gone in the wind, literally. And... And there they are. The boys have appeared, and she's like, what is my life? Which, also fair, because...
they just find her
everywhere.
It's like she's got, like, a GPS tracker on her.
She might.
Like, she's got a cell phone on her or something. That's weird.
Oh, yeah, crazy. Oh, honestly, that was back when cell phones were dumb phones, and you couldn't really be super tracked with those. Those were good times. Very simple.
Very simple.
So, anyways, that's kind of the rough background. They came in to torture her, and they wanted to stay in the pension. Mm-hmm. And the only problem is they only have one room available. So they had to make a game or a competition for all of these boys to compete in to see who could get that room. And during all this process, Tamaki is having this very vivid fever dream fantasy of waking up in the pension bedroom. Naked.
He wakes up naked.
He really do be doing that.
Yeah.
And
a sheet.
With just a sheet. And Haruhi knocks on the door and is like, Senpai,
I made your breakfast.
Just for you, Senpai.
With my very own 2 hands.
Literally.
Yeah.
and he, like, has this fantasy of her bringing him breakfast and him pulling her onto the bed and, like, holding her chin in his hand, and
nobody has to know.
Yeah.
It's just the 2 of us
but
in
it's
here.
forbidden, Senpai. You're my customer. I can't do that. And he's just like, no, it's okay, you know. Like, of course, it's his fantasy, so he's going to be the suave and, you know.
No words, just emotions.
Yeah, and she's going to be this shy, blushy little thing for him, which is never the case. I don't know where this comes from. This is not reality, Tamaki.
This is not
Get
reality
a therapist.
in America.
Or anywhere.
I feel like Japanese girls can be like this.
They can.
That we've seen on that weird-ass dating show that we watched.
True. But it's not Haruhi.
Well, no one is really Haruhi. I don't think Haruhi knows what really Haruhi is.
She just exists.
Yeah, she just exists as stuff happens.
She is a Mary Sue. I get it. Mary Sue character. But at the same time, and this is, like, probably getting, like, way too deep into it. I'm reading way too much into it.
Here for it. Continue.
But here we have Haruhi, who in the show is, she doesn't react like that. But then we have Tamaki, who kind of creates this manic pixie daydream version of Haruhi in his mind. And so that's who it almost feels like he's falling in love with, is the made up version of Haruhi in his head.
It absolutely is.
And which very much happens in real life for
a multitude of delusional reasons.
Yes. And for different people, like women do it to men do it to women, and whatever you associate your gender to be or whatever, you know, you still do that. Like, it's a person thing, it's a people thing.
Yeah.
But it's still wrong. You know, you have to kind of face reality and say, this is who this person has presented themselves as. And it's so wrong to kind of take that and convolute it and shape it in your own head to be a totally different person.
Right.
And then fall in love with that person and then try in reality, to get that person to fall in love with you, it's just weird. It's complicated, and like, maybe let's not. And so this is what we're constantly seeing with Tamaki, is he's crushing and imagining these scenarios with this shy, blushy, timid Haruhi, and that's just not who she is. And he doesn't accept the real Haruhi in a way, and like, but that's just me, like, really reading into it, really being critical. You know, because maybe there is a part that Tamaki like loves about the real Haruhi. You know, that could still be a possibility. It's just his imagination goes wild for a what if scenario.
Yeah, he's totally just projecting how he wants her to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like we had talked about this earlier, but that if Haruhi was more like the multitude of like women, girls who are just troping through the host club,
Yeah.
he would have zero interest in her otherwise. He
Absolutely.
really only likes her because of her disinterest. And her, to be blunt, completely bland personality.
Yeah.
That he can just slap on that image of whatever he wants it to be.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's probably just under there somewhere and is just like hiding these repressed feelings of whatever. And she's over here like, no, I actually have zero feelings or a singular thought in my pretty little head. Like,
I've got one brain cell working today, baby. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I do feel like that's a good point, though. That, yeah. I mean, that's probably where a lot of his delusions come from. And of course, the anime is biased, right? It has to be. This is the point of this anime, is for, like, this very traditional commoner girl. Could be anyone. Could be me. Could be you.
It's always me. I am such a commoner.
Getting drooled over by everyone.
Like 15
and their weird-ass dads.
Yeah.
Like, and it's fine.
Honestly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. I'm being very critical and looking too deep into it, but sitting there watching that, I'm like, wow, yeah, like this guy really just slaps on whatever kind of delusion he wants.
That he does.
And, you know, we've all done it. I've been there. I get it. But you maybe have to recognize that that's not okay.
Probably not going to happen in high school, though.
Yeah,
for
probably
a male.
not. That's fair. It's
especially.
Hormones.
So he does get brought back to reality, though, when he starts needing to do all these, like, chores.
Yeah.
Essentially, chores.
Yeah.
Around the bed and breakfast to try to earn points. Is that what they were working for? Points?
Yeah, refreshing points.
Some weird ass shit that means that they weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
Not that they need to get paid because they have a lot of money.
Yeah, they don't need it.
It's just the child labor that I feel weird about. That's fine. So he very shittily puts together a fence while Honey Senpai eats a cake.
Yeah, sits there and eats a cake and watches. And you know what? Same, honey. Same.
I mean, I can't... If I was eating a cake staring at someone, I would not be staring at Tamaki shittily putting together a fence.
Can I just say...
Who was it? Takashi, who's over there chopping his firewood?
Yeah.
Shirtless. That's what I'd be watching while I eat my cake. And then it would be like, I could have my cake and eat it too.
Yes. Right? I love where this is going.
Faced the wrong direction.
I know. Missed opportunity.
It really was.
But, I mean, the teenage girls that were hanging out in the pension, they weren't missing out.
That's what we'd be doing.
Oh, absolutely. If I got front row view to that, I am watching shamelessly.
Yeah, I don't care why he's chopping that wood, but keep going.
Yeah. Like, there is a literal, like, you know, on TikTok and Instagram, there is a guy, and I always forget his name, but I follow him on Instagram, but that is one of the things he does as a living. He is a lumberjack. Ooh. And he is so hot.
Wow.
And I'll show you videos later, but you know, he's got the body, he takes the shirt off, but not only that is when he really and it's probably not necessarily intended on purpose, but he makes these sexual innuendos while chopping wood.
That's gotta be on purpose.
It's gotta be like half on purpose. But I think, because, he's like, he'll, chop something and it doesn't go all the way through, and he's like, oh, that's stuck in there tight, or something like that while he's grunting, and it's like, yes. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, it's really great. I'll show you that.
I don't believe it until I see it, Hannah.
Okay, I will show you all the proof. I will show you all of the proof. But yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. So there is like a there is a thing for it. There is a viewership for that.
Of course there is. There's something for everything.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I would absolutely, if I was staying there and I saw someone my age, I'm going to make this age appropriate.
Not watching underage kids.
Because that's concerning.
Doing manual labor with no clothes on.
And not getting paid for it.
It's a combination of a lot of things.
It's multi-layers. So if I saw someone my age, very good-looking man, shirtless, chopping wood, I'm like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. I am going down and introducing myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that is the one that takes all the points for me. Very refreshing. Mm-hmm. I am very relaxed. I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, same.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So, and by that point, it was Kyoya who is like, okay, Tamaki, you've been failing because you've shittily put together a fence. I'm going to help you out, my friend. And so Kyoya basically says, play the piano, whatever. Gets him to play the piano. And he does it beautifully. Tamaki, finally, being an elegant gentleman at the piano, like fingering those keys real good.
Jiggling them ivories.
Yes. And the owner of the pension is just like, oh, so lovely. And just enjoying every moment. And because of that, the teenage girls that had a room open the windows to hear more and be like, oh, what is that? Oh, a piano.
I've never heard of a piano.
Never heard this strange music before.
Open this window.
Open a window and
knock
a vase
that was precariously sitting on the windowsill.
Yeah, which
out the window.
And guess who is about to get hit?
Haruhi.
You right. And so, in some miraculous fashion, one of the twins.
Which one?
I think it's Hikaru.
I'm not going to contradict because I have no idea.
Sure.
You could have said either of them, and I would have been like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I did say one, and you're like, okay.
Okay. Doesn't matter which one you said.
It really doesn't.
Basically the same.
Well, yeah, they're same person. They're still messing with each other at night. It doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but you know what I mean. So
is somehow one of the twins
is there
rushes
to rescue her and like push her out of the way, hold her.
Yeah,
out of the
it's
way.
weird because he like pushes her out of the way by holding her close to his body.
Yeah.
And even though the vase has not yet hit the ground and shattered, he has a deep slash across his cheek.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, to be honest.
How did that happen?
I don't know, because that thing, in order to cut him, would have already had to be in pieces.
It didn't shatter until it hit the ground, which makes sense.
And it would make sense if after it hit the ground, it shattered and like a piece came up and cut his cheek, but we don't see that.
Like diverted.
We don't see that.
Squid Game style on the glass things when they were jumping across the glass tiles, and then all the glass spontaneously
just
burst,
Yeah.
And then that one chick got it through the stomach.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Didn't happen here.
It did not.
He had that cut already as he was shielding her.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't understand the logistics of anime
vase cuts
that also contained a multitude of pink flowers. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine.
You know what? Maybe
we're not here for the logic.
No,
it's fine.
It's what we're happens. Kind of here for the logic.
It happens.
We're looking for the logic in all the wrong places.
Twin comes running over. Don't you dare scare me like that. I thought they were about to make love right there.
I know, they were about to just French right there.
It was a very hot and heavy scene without anything sexual actually happening.
Yeah, but
there was a lot of tension.
It was close.
There's a lot of sexual tension there.
Save that for the room.
I really hope so.
Do you?
We're going to see that in part 2.
Yeah, probably. That's the second season, and it's much more X-rated. I wish. Anyways, well, not that... I keep talking myself into a corner.
When they're out of high school.
Yes. But that still doesn't make it better, because they're still related.
Yeah,
but
I'm not mad at it. It's fine. It could be weirder.
Yeah, go on.
It's not. I mean, everybody's like, Game of Thrones is so weird, it's disgusting. But I'm like, you know what? That's also kind of like what people did then. I don't know.
They buried their dick in whatever they could.
I do think that it's weird, but I'm also like, it's just the times. I mean, granted, Ouran Host Club is like 20 years ago, but still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, you're not hurting anyone. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. But like, I don't need to be involved in that weird ass shit.
I don't want to know.
But like, you do you. Sure. Or whoever you want to do as long as they consent.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. That's Stephanie's rule of thumb.
Okay. But you know what? I'm glad we had that clarification.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to tell me about now? Just kidding.
No. I don't think. Still not here for the twincest.
Okay.
That's what I have to tell you. And that's by no means shocking.
So what do you think is going to happen with our new guest that showed up? Because this is like the last thing that happened right after the Haruhi twin incident.
Yeah, and because of like all this near making out, the owner of the pension was like, 100 refreshing points to you. And that basically means that the twins won.
Yeah.
So they get to share a room and share what they considered a twin-size bed, but really it was a queen-size bed.
At least it was
it was
like a California king. It was
really
so
It was
gigantic.
so big. I was like, what kind of twin-size motherfucker shit is that? Like, I don't. That's so wrong.
They're actually like 4'11", maybe. We don't know.
At best,
we don't know.
Yeah, I know. But still, it was wide enough to fit 2 people comfortably, no matter the length. Anyways, so the twins get the bed in the room, and they sleep together and possibly sleep together. And in the morning, they come down for breakfast, and Haruhi is already there. And a little boy twin, not a twin. Why did I say that?
You're just thinking about man-boy twins.
I really
You said you weren't here for the twin cesting, but I feel like you are.
It's burned into my brain. I don't know. But this teen boy, teen boy, comes in and is like, produce delivery, and whatever the owner's name is like, oh, lovely, glad to hear. Oh, are you working here for the summer? And he's like, yeah, my parents own this shop and I'm helping out or something.
I'm such a good helper.
I'm such a good boy. I'm
gonna get pats on the head and belly rubs later.
I'm definitely not getting paid for this. So that's when the owner is like, Haruhi, take all these veggies. And that's when we realize that Haruhi knows this boy.
At least this boy knows Haruhi.
That's true. They both know each other.
Dun 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 dun.
And he's like, Haruhi Fujioka? And Haruhi is like, blah, 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 because I forgot his name.
Like this is like very random. Okay, because if someone, like, if I'm at work.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, Stephanie, come here. Could you take these items from Hannah? I would not immediately be like, Hannah, your specific last name.
You're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like...
I mean, they're looking eye to eye.
Okay, I guess so.
But
I feel like
it doesn't make any sense.
He said her entire name first.
Yeah.
As his eyes were going up towards her.
True.
Which I feel like is a little different than, like,
That's
I'm
true.
looking at you and then I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Hannah.
You know, that person
This,
I went
know
to school
you.
with or whatever. Yeah.
Versus just assuming that any Hannah that someone wants to introduce me to is specifically
Right?
you.
It makes me wonder how common the name Haruhi is.
That's true. That is a good
Because
question.
it's kind of like, if it's a unique name, then it's like, oh, is it that one chick
Could be, sure.
that I know from childhood or whatever? Or, you know, or is it one of those things where it is a name like Hannah or Jessica or something?
Stephanie.
Where it's like, yeah, it's like...
There was
oh,
like 4 Stephanies my year.
Yeah.
My entire year.
So it's kind
Every
of like,
single year of my entire school
oh boy.
curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I went to school with any other Hannahs, to be honest. But back then, my name wasn't super popular when I was born. So, anyway, so it was kind of a weird thing, and she said his name that I don't remember, like Leon or something. I don't know.
I don't think that was it, but
It
okay.
probably wasn't
Okay.
that. But, you know, and that's when they cut it off, when they're all staring at each other and wind is blowing dramatically in his hair.
Indoors.
They're inside. And so they're like, oh.
The fan is blowing super hard.
Yeah. And so it leaves us like with that, which is kind of weird because this anime does not make a continuation ending. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just kind of, it completes itself. Each episode completes itself. But this one is the first one that we see where
That's
it's
a
like,
real cliffhanger.
yeah, it is. Like they started thinking things through now. It only took them 15 episodes, but we got here.
I'm here for it. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Same.
Baka bye!